So truly, episode after episode, we're just sort of stumbling into how serious this war of good and evil is. Man, and I've trickled down this other kind of political, my friends want me to get into political commentary, right? Because we're all addicted to the soap opera. No, but this is real. There's more so valid. Right now, we're on this cusp where reality is meeting the lie. And it's kind of pushing close to the center line. Finally, voodoobreaker.com. Like, subscribe, share with somebody who loves mental toughness, unpacking the psyop, mental freedom, travel freedom, worldwide. James Bond-etness. I'm coming to you from Central America right now, Central and South America, all over the whole thing, with multiple spear-tipping alternative agricultures. You're not baller till you have your own agriculture and you're eating like a king or queen. Cultivation is an important experience, especially when it comes to identifying clarity in culture. Wouldn't you think? Man, I would have never thought that Candace Owens would be unpacking what she is in episode 2. It's crazy that I've been kind of trickling into this line of stuff, which is the greatest line of stuff since Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, right? And it's real ongoing and seriously gravitational. I mean, insanely, right? And here's another thing. I've been saying Candace Owens for president for a long time. You can go through my videos. Why do you think I say that? Because I know of a young psyoped female, and I think that Candace Owens is a hero to that young brainwashed psyoped female. And we have so many of them right now, you know. And they even have a uniform. They scream lies and they dye their hair blue. And some of the things. But anyway, it's tremendously interesting dissection of deception, which is just distraction from your destiny path, which is a flow state to flow state, adherence to your highest self and highest purpose. See, I want this to not just be an unpacking of the current psyops and a point you to the Candace Owens video, really, but I want it to be salt and peppered with dynamic anecdotes to improve your life. Because your stack is what you're doing, right? It's the strategic stack of smart elements in a chain that is your operability today. It's how some old school real James Bond, like myself, like Candace Owens, who's doing some serious unpacking, some serious courageous, some serious marriage to the truth. Holy moly, Candace Owens, I salute you. Man, this is amazing. This is amazing. What is she unpacking this episode? And this is why I want my dad to see this. I want everyone to see this. She unpacks the fact that the cocaine import agency pinnacle player was the son of Barbara Bush, who was probably the son of Aleister Crowley. What the fuck? I mean, this is seriously, and all kinds of satanic lineages can be traced down by the researchers, Whitney Webb, down in Chile, which is on fire according to one of their pre-written plans. One thing that people really need to know about is a leak from this Albert Pike character back in the day to Mussini. Now, it's been covered up on the internet, and that's how I know it's true, because I was looking it up. I heard about it back before they scraped every ounce left of it that could be found. There's still a couple grams out there, maybe, right? Little tidbits here and there, ripped pieces. But this thing was on display at the British Museum for years and years and years and years. And it outlines the whole thing. And they like to put that right in front of your face. It just so happens to be highly experienced in all kinds of trades relative to that. I'll just put the bad breaking links below. That's a project in the works, right? And while I have been a botanical genius, I have not been a technical one. So we're going through this incredible repair process that should be a part of that story, actually, right? And then we're going to have this killer trailer coming out soon. Don't forget to like, subscribe here too, right? Because this is going to be, I swear, in 5 videos, everybody becomes more mentally tough. You do not care anymore about any of the crickets, any of the couch critics, any of the people who are naysaying, any of the people who are saying, oh, that's crazy. That could, because truth is stranger than fiction right now. That couldn't really be happening. This isn't what's happening. No, it's what this liar has told me forever. It has to be that. I'm just going to cling on to that liar BS thing and never believe anything else because it's too freaky. The truth is too much stranger than the fiction, which has been carefully crafted for me to hold on to this way with psyop negative intentions, right? That's why I've said intentions are everything. I have a video I made in the past about intentions are everything, and I'm going to make another one because your repetitions, are what make you better at this. Candace Owens, I'm looking through, I've been researching. Like I said, I'm #1 fan, Candace Owens. Thank you so much. And I've been looking at how this person is such a truth detector and how she has truth stamped on her bones, just like I do, and how she's investigating all these truths that have been cloudy before. But now that she says it, it has real credibility to the modern student that is trying to figure out what's going on in this maniacal world that we are living in right now that is dominated by psychopathic pedophile people in a crazy cabal. And I mean, these are just mouth sounds. We can put all kinds of different mouth sounds on all this stuff, and it's never going to begin to describe any of it. But Candace Owens is doing an excellent job. I'm just going to keep pointing you to that insane piece of historical, pivotal information. I want to point out the very important thing about why people trust her, because she is actually she is a fearless journalist who does not publicate anything she has not verified to an extreme degree. And if it is in any side of kind of the gray area as far as sourcing, she describes that complete gray area. You can't get a more, while it takes one to know one with her, let me also point out another thing that I know. By the way, here, let me give you my resume. I'm an honorably served veteran who's in protest of the United States for a whole other deceptive scam. But we won't talk about that right now. But my mother is the most deceptive piece of human garbage you've ever heard of. If I told you her story, you would say, I don't know if that's believable. That is too maniacal to be believable, right? And she definitely kicks back and says, yeah, whatever, to the truth. Acting as though it's too maniacal to be the truth, right? These people are highly deceptive, soulless, no conscious. Erica Kirk is a perfect example. 1000%. Best since Amber Heard. Let's see if you little psyop kiddos that I care about so much go through this one too without figuring out what's happening to you. And like I said, I really became, because I, as a rule, I turn politics off. If there's no levers for me to pull in it, I'm being distracted from something. There is levers for me to pull. We should be helping something flow state to flow state, helping something. We help so much in our day as much as they do in their week. In one of our weeks, we're a month and a half ahead of them because we don't care about nothing but making God proud. And that means the critics don't matter. The haters come with superstarness, and we know it. We're exchanging. We've got a little cabal of our own, of rebel, valiant cats, and we pay attention to and we support those who have really put in, and that's what I'm coming back to. I want you to pay attention to with Candace. She has a long history. She's put the work in. I also respect Chase Hughes a ton. He's put the work in. He wrote the books. He did the research. He cared enough to say, hey, man, I want to unpack this psyop once and for all. I don't like this manipulation stuff. I heard him say in an interview, I've never once been rude to anybody ever in my life. I'm like, what? That is, you know what I mean? Like, this is the class act example that I can really appreciate. I think Richard Grannon is another one. He does the work. He can help you unpack the psyop. I really appreciate him. Anti-alienation Project, Maddie. She's another hero of our time. Anyone who, like I said in the last video that I'm pointing out with Candace Owens, who really, really is an oracle of truth and guidance for our life. Those of you who are living in the toxic urban city, which from a space shuttle mirrors cancer under the microscope, okay? And you're getting all toxic information, toxic food supply, toxic conversation. Everybody's programmed. Everybody's programmed. Everybody's programmed. It's just to what degree? None of you know any better than anyone else. I don't know any better than you, but I enjoy people who are seeking, not so much believing and knowing, but seeking the truth. In doing the hard work, investigating, not just saying, I don't need to investigate, I know. If that is a classic right there. I don't need to investigate, I know. If you can press a person and they can't hold up under pressure, that's not a diamond yet. That doesn't mean it doesn't have the potential to be, but it has not reached the point where it humbles itself and it pays attention to another diamond so that it can be a diamond. It may be in a Jerry Springer setting. Everything is contagious. You will be the sum of the 5 people that you hang around. Again, salt and pepper. You don't understand how important both salt and pepper are to your digestion. You know, there's classic wisdoms out here. You got to stop taking things for granted. You got to start paying attention to the details. Religious, that's all you do. You're a scanner. You don't talk for months. Right? We're learning. And we're not going to think or talk our way out of our problems. And drama is the enemy. All right? You're going to work your way out of your problems. And directness is respectable. Period. Right? When we ride with violence, we ride with honor, we ride with dignity, because those are the things that build that real inner strength that is most powerful and most good. And once we've aligned with that, you dirty rascals, just for a little bit, you're going to love that you did that. And you're not going to want to go back. And your momentum is going to be so great. And the impact and ripple effect, nuclear possibly ripple effect that you're having, like Candace Owens, and awakening and calling out liars. I keep saying the most important thing that can be taken from this energy exchange, this emotional energy in motion thing, is the fact that you can all swim just like Nemo, Candace, in the same direction. You can listen to Candace, swim in the same direction, and we can free everybody. We're not free until we're all free. It's very, very true, because if you truly become free, then there's nothing but love in your soul. And if somebody else is not free, you're just like, here is the new opportunity. Here's the new challenge, the new opportunity to build strength. All challenges are opportunities to build strength. And if we take them on as such, if we churn for the purity, for the cream, for the truth, if we investigate, if we press, if we squeeze until we actually have the real diamond, not this other blurry looking rock. Now we can sharpen this thing up and... All right. I get carried away sometimes. I'm super emotional about this whole unpacking of evil and multi-generationally. So the white knights in shining armor, knightesses in shining armor that we have. Black knightesses in shining armor doing the most brilliant of greatnesses, which is getting the spell off of everybody so that they can go and live free. And I'm telling you what your natural role is. Me and Candace Owens are a team here, okay? Definitely now, as Buckminster Fuller says, we're not going to reform this. We're going to have to replace this. You have to be able to naturally look at something and say, okay, rot has taken over here. Let's grow a whole new tree. Never mind that piece of fruit, right? We'll take the seed out of it, throw away that carcass, and we'll but actually, we won't even take that seed. We don't want anything from that. Why would we? There's the natural seed, the real page of nature, nutritionaldiversity.com. Right here in front of our faces. Elon Musk is going to need this. He's going to need us. He's going to need the eco force when he gets to Mars. Hopefully, if his intentions are the most purest, if he achieves his most highest version, he would want this green, grand, glorious, chlorophyll-filled, and all kinds of other living photosynthetic essence-filled, fresh, valuable, beautiful life. Right? Which we can enhance. Nutritional Diversity Ecological Enhancement Program. We can enhance insanely. We've enhanced it before, believe it or not. And we're learning more and more about that. Just right here, down a little bit over to the right. Right? I was just there a month ago. I'll be back. Okay? But every piece of microclimate across this entire region is extremely valuable. Let me mention to you some of the genius. And that is from the 10 north, 10 south degree mark of the equator. Everything in there is the purification zone. When there's contaminants on either one of these hemispheres, those contaminants rotate back up from that 10 degree mark to their respective northern or southern poles. This is where the planet restarts from if there was crazy disaster everywhere. But it looks like they're burning Chile because there's only going to be crazy disaster on the north. Either which way. Spirit tipping alternative agriculture with me and my excellent, incredible spirit tipping next idea that I need a partner to get with. Candace Owens. Right? But this is where you want your next agriculture, and you're not bothered until you have multiple agriculture microclimate sites, your own agriculture. Then you're smart. Now your team is strong just because art of the deal. You can walk away. You've got plan B with tropical, diverse paradise, eating better than any king or queen has ever feasted before. With the spirit tipping genius team. No, okay. Anyway. I am not better than anyone else. I am not here with the answers. I'm just very blessed and excited to be knowing that I'm swimming in the right current and in the right direction. And I'm excited to work with other people that can see this piece of the puzzle as well as the deceptive pieces, which again, ultimately we just, okay, yeah, let's go over here. And 2026, ladies and gentlemen, we have the prosumer technology to create our own sustainable power grids. Water, solar, hydro. My man in Canada, what's up, Chop Shop, is building me fans right now. A new design. And we can innovate. I can't tell you the amount of innovations I've seen from Costa Rica to Chile. It's amazing. There's so much going on. This is what we're supposed to be doing right now. Building new communities that are big enough and sustainable and small enough to be sustainable and safe. And we know everybody in the community, and we can curate and we can, weed our own garden, be happy with what we're doing as a copacetic council, where each member has fair share, as Bull Millicent describes, or whatever. All kinds of different fingerprint, innovative organs and bodies and complete operabilities of newness out in nature, trying to do a hybrid, high-tech, sustainable, not hurtful, conscious construct, learning from all the toxicity and crap that Candace Owens is talking about right now, away from and rebuilding our own power away from the satanic crazy lineages and control freakisms and control freak grids. And now they've got scary technology, and if we don't start using my bio-Voltaire drone idea and this bomb agriculture and the drones already produced, get a hold of me. I can tell you all about this. We're right there. We just need a partner who's smart enough to know that they want diverse agriculture. Like, subscribe, share. Okay, I'm going to keep talking about how happy also that it is that we can see these soulless women, that we've got valiant women out here that tear apart these, Maddie, Anti-Alienation Project, Candace, dude, you guys are the toughest, most insanely awesome females I have seen on the internet. Battle skater as well. All right, because you guys overcome something. All right, now I was getting to this. Now, just like I know how Candace Owens is also this true galvanizing and angelic spirit that she is. And Maddie too, and da-da-da-da-da, right? I also know that Chris Langland, the guy with the IQ of 200, he has produced a TOE, theory of everything. He has made new vocabulary terms for stuff that I've seen out in my 8-year divorce from humanity and obsession with the jungle. And I'm a desert cat from the land of enchantment, Albuquerque, New Mexico. I got a project about that we're working on. Links below. Follow me, check me out. I'm the real knockaround guy. I'm the real V. I'm the real revolution. I'm just playing. I know that the narcissistic delivery seems to really poke through, and I have fun using it sometimes because we can use our ego to become a champion in the ring. Pay attention to that. We can use our egos to become a champion in the ring. If ever our ego is fighting with us, it is only because we are a champion of our ego that we can become a champion in the ring. Mike Tyson says, no Custo Amato, no Mike Tyson. It's my favorite quote. So you need a team. You need a good mentor. All right? And then you can become a champion as well. If you're not, no discipline, nobody. Muhammad Ali says, I danced far in the dark before I won. I won the fight far in darkness, away from witness, in the shadows, long before I danced under the lights. Success favors the prepared. Fearlessness is the number one communication that we get from scripture, that we get from nature. Seriously, I'm afraid to do this. Oh man, I'm so glad that I did that. And I didn't let the fear beat me. And now I have this whole new perspective or ability. Thank God I went and ran with that mentor. Now I have a navigational download that nobody that didn't hang out with that mentor has. And it's my stack of navigational downloads like that makes me a James Bond or a James Bondette. And there's so many, it's a great opportunity to stack it up now, because there's so many people that are like, I don't need you. I don't need what you know. I'm going to keep acting like the Catch Me Outside kid. And the Catch Me Outside kid got $50 million in the narcissistic construct. So I got even justification. Dude, you've been turned into a Jerry Springer inside of a Jerry Springer construct. And that's exactly what they want. That's what the ill-intended intentions of everything want. Now, if you can become valiantly intended and pay attention also to Dr. Masaru Emoto's microscopic water picture discovery of 2008, April 27, 2008. Because And the dynamics which he published, which are just symptoms of realities that you can't see, but every reality that you can see, according to quantum physics, was a planned structure before you could see it. Doesn't that make sense when we're thinking of our empires and enterprises? Candace Owens is also a great example of how to build that. And never do anything shady. You see all kinds of people and they say, oh, Machiavelli, I'll slap Machiavelli up and down the street. Yes, I get it. I get what rich kids of the rich construct do. I get how sour they are, which is exactly the reason the most bold of us, we don't even play that game. I got a game so much more advanced. It's the longest lasting technology the planet's ever seen, and nobody seems to want to pay real close attention to the learning that can come from the grand teacher. But we can start paying attention to Candace Owens a little bit and then get there. We can do some push-ups every single morning, and then later we're doing burpees every single morning. By the way, I have a group every day. We're here for you. The price of admission is an early morning wake up. I'm talking 0400. Son. Yeehaw. Whatever. Whoever. It's nobody's better than anyone. We're all swimming, and nature teaches you that too. You're never gonna learn it all out here. There's no know-it-all out here, except the ones in the iron shirts that came out of modern academia that talk down to me at the coffee shop because I don't have some paper they got from a sterile classroom and I don't memorize some name that some other guy made up. And I saved all that space and talent points and time for actual nature getting dirty. There's people who talk and there's people who walk, right? And then there's people who parents paid $100,000 for them to go to agriculture school, and they come out here and mess up the planet and try to tell us all what to do, and can't walk up to the top of the hill and cry when their iron white shirt gets dirty and are completely out of shape and don't even eat good. They don't know nothing about nature, but they're professional biologists above me. Yeah, that's the narcissistic construct right there. That's the academic narcissist. Oh, look. The president of Harvard is... It's impossible for you not to see now. Now that all these people are such control freaks, it goes to debaucherous child abuse. Oh, by the way, that's been going on right there, and right there for the last 50 years. It's called parental alienation. Mothers, they said, who's all the piece of shit mothers just like us? Donk. So Epstein abused this many kids, right? Right? The parental alienate, the family court system, no jury, no lawyer provided for you, not constitutional, but jails, tons of fathers, puts them in crazy things, right? Okay? Multi-trillion dollar child trafficking with judges and lawyers all involved, buying sick old BMWs, all these documentaries getting me. Abuse kids, psychologically abused daily by the one person they're supposed to be able to trust, and the effects are not good. And I brought up the 50 Cent's oldest son is the perfect example of this. But I brought up the Catch Me Outside girl. And, pay attention to what Dr. Phil tells Joe Rogan about her. And I found this clip, not because I'm a Joe Rogan addict, which I am. Not that I watched the Dr. Phil thing, but because I looked specifically up the effects of the Catch Me Outside girl. And I wanted to see where else in culture, right? And through that research, I found out she was given $50 million on OnlyFans, which is this other crazy satanic thing owned by all these satanic people and making all kinds of satanic money. This other part where Dr. Phil tells Joe Rogan, I put her through a camp. In 30 days, she was excellent, stellar participant, leadership, 5 stars across. 2 days with, she comes to me, she sits, I'm like, wow, this is a different person, highly intelligent, everything like that. 2 days with her mom, calling people saying, you said this on the show, fuck you, da, da. And she was right back to Catch Me Outside Girl. I know a situation just like this one. Just like this one. And it's like you're watching the witch vibrationally retardate the person to such a classical textbook degree. And of course, that person's like, no, I know everything about everything. And she probably could act just a little, even shade dumber. Not that that's possible. But, and from the narcissistic construct, be rewarded some insane way because it's satanic. And that's what is so also awesome about this Candace Owens episode that everybody has to go and see. Like, really, seriously, right now, link is below. Leave this one, go straight to that one, to this heroic, historical, pivotal thing. And this is, and I love it. I love it. And any psychotic Erica Kirk who's living right around the corner from you, who never cared about kids' dads, or who's deceptive and who's manipulative and who just uses men and is just this power-hungry, soulless creature. Can you give them some Candace Owens for me, please? You know, can you just at least stand your ground and be like, no, you incredibly stupid, manipulative people using psycho, selfish, black hole, piece of human garbage. I know who you are. That's it. All right. I couldn't have a stellar episode without the star of the show saying what's up. Huh, Blue? Huh. It's hot, right? It's hot in Panama. But we eat good, yeah? And, you know, because the biggest hand in the game, and they know it, and we know it, is Jesus Christ. So let's go ahead and do that. Dear Lord, we love you. We are always thinking of you and everything that we do. And we're going to be valiant. And we're going to love valiant people. And we're going to support this chain of valiance. And we're going to really light up these chains of fools everywhere to galvanize ourselves in that violence, in that valiance, and to make valiant water crystalline shapes all inside of us and out and in the metaphysical realm. We thank you, we thank you, we thank you, we love you, we love you, we love you, and we will communicate these things in more fullness through the language of actions today and the next day and the next day after that. And thank you, and please protect Candace Owens and every truth teller of these people who have been doing what I just said, the cycle of communicating their commitment to God every single day with loud, valiant action, because we know the devils are all after them. All those people who deceive and deflect and put false accusations, that commandment you commanded, do not give false testimony against others. We pray on those people who are having false testimony given on them, while they are truthful, valiant spirits out in the world. As Einstein says, all great spirits experience violent opposition from mediocre minds. That is so true. We love you, Lord, and we say these things in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen. Thank you.